everyone, my name's Lauren and I'm going to be running you through a beginner's Pilates session today. So we're just going to start with a wee ball, so you can either use a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball. If you don't have either of these, a golf ball or even something like an aerosol can, you can use to just roll the foot out. So we're going to place it onto the floor. We're just going to place the arch of the foot onto the ball and we're just going to roll through the front of that foot there. So starting just in the instep area, and you're just working through here, and you're going to go for about 30 seconds on each side and then swapping over. So this is really good for stretching all those muscles out under the feet. If you have taken up a little bit of running, you might find that your feet are a little bit tighter. We're going to take it over to that first side again, and you're just going to place the ball of the foot just underneath the ball. We're going to place the heel onto the ground and we're going to take a breath in, lifting the hands up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, we're going to let the hands drop all the way down to the hips. We're going to tuck the chin to the chest and we're going to slowly roll through the spine. So you're keeping your legs straight, we're curling through the spine, head's nice and heavy, and our fingertips are falling to the ground. So you should feel quite a big stretch on the back of the leg that's got the ball underneath it, so that calf, the lower limb. We're keeping the chin tucked in and we're taking a few breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And then on your next breath out, you're slowly rolling up through the spine, letting the head be that last thing to lift up, and then giving those shoulders a roll back. Repeating it on the other side, placing the ball underneath the foot, feet are in line, taking a breath in, lifting all the way up to the ceiling, and then breathing out, relaxing down, tucking the chin to the chest, rolling through the spine, and letting your body drop all the way down. This time getting the stretch down the back of this leg. Holding it for about 10 seconds, and then on your next breath out, slowly rolling all the way back up. Letting those shoulders be the last thing, and then the head. We'll pop the ball over to the side. We're going to take our feet just hip distance apart here. We're going to take a breath in, reach the hands all the way up to the top. Holding here, you're going to link the hands and we're going to pull them up to the ceiling. On your next breath out, we're going to lean over towards the right and open out all these muscles through the side here. So we're getting the abs, we're opening out the muscles around the rib cage and around the shoulder. Holding for a couple of seconds and then breathing out and taking it over to the other side. You can repeat this one if you would like, if you feel like you are quite tight through the shoulders and through the sides. Coming all the way back up, we're going to let the hands drop all the way down. Take them behind the lower back, squeeze them together, push the chest forwards, and have a look up to the ceiling. Nice, so we're getting that big stretch through the front of our chest, and then going for that opposite movement, tuck the chin to the chest, release the arms, you're going to link the fingers together and pull them away from the body. So we're curling that back towards the wall, fingers are pushing away from the midline, head is relaxed. And then breathing out, lifting up to the top, and relax the arms down. Give the shoulders a roll out. Nice, so the body should be feeling a little bit warmer now. We're going to go on to a little bit of balance to start with. So we're going to take our left foot in front of our right. If you do find that this is a little bit difficult for your balance, you can stagger the foot so you've got a little bit of a bigger base of support here. We're going to just start by taking a breath in and lifting our hands up to shoulder height, and then breathing out, relaxing it down. So when we're doing this movement, we're really thinking of the back leg, that hip is switching on. So this muscle in here is engaging. So we're breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, bring it back. You're going for 5 of these. And then on the next one, we're going to lift the front leg up. So you're going to breathe out, lifting up, and then relax it down. Lifting up, engage the core, and relax. Going for 5 of these before swapping over. So you're taking that right foot in front, left foot behind. Remember, you can stagger it. We're pulling in this muscle through that left hip, engaging the core. relaxing the shoulders, taking a breath in, lifting the hands up, and return. So 5 of these, and then 5 of these after, lifting up and return. Keeping the core strong, keeping the glutes engaged, and return. Nice. Once you've done those 5s, we're going to take our feet into shoulder distance apart. We're going to take a breath in, lift the hands up to chest height. We're going to rise up onto our toes here. So our heels are nice and high. We're engaging the glutes. We're going to take a breath in and bend our knees. Keeping the heels high, we're coming into a little squat. If this is too much for you, you can drop your heels down. We're holding here for a count of 5, and then we're going for 10 pulses. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it here for 10, and then slowly lifting up. And then relaxing down onto the heels. We're going to repeat this one another way through. So you're coming down, holding 10 pulses, and then holding for 10, making sure you're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Heels are nice and high, lifting all the way up, and relaxing it down there. Nice. We're going to take a mat. If you don't have a mat, just place a towel or some padding just onto the floor to save the knees. We're going to come to the back of our mat. Our feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to take a breath in, reach the hands to the ceiling. As you breathe out, let the hands relax down. Tuck the chin to the chest and slowly roll through that spine. So you're wanting your hands to lead, you're wanting your head to relax, your spine is nice and relaxed. We're going to start by taking a few steps out with our hands. We're going to walk our hands out, so they should be about a meter or a little bit more away from your toes. Our hips are nice and high, our chin is tucked into our chest, and we're pushing through the weight of our hands here. So we're going to bend our right knee and push our left heel down, getting a nice big stretch down the back of the leg, and slowly swapping sides. You want to go for a couple of these on each side, just stretching through the calf, and then on your breath out, dropping down onto your knees. Coming into 4-point kneeling, we're going to take hands underneath the shoulders, knees are going to come underneath your hips here, and we're going to find our neutral spine. So we're going to tuck the chin to the chest, we're going to lift our rib cage high, coming into one extreme, breathing out, roll the shoulder blades down, arch the back, and look up, coming into the other extreme. So you can do this movement a few times, getting a stretch through the spine and through the back, until you come into your neutral. So that's just between those two moves. We should be pulling up through our lower core. We're engaging the shoulder muscles, pulling them down, and we're going to come into some glutes here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift our right leg out from the body. We're going to lift the leg up to hip height, and we're going to hold it here. So we're not falling into the left side. We're keeping it nice and strong on that supporting leg. We're going to start with 10 little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend the knee, foot up to the ceiling. We're going to push up to the ceiling. Bring it all the way back in to touch the body. Breathe out, push it back up to the ceiling. Bring it all the way back in. Going for 10 of these. Keeping that strong core, not letting the hips twist. Once you've done 10 of them, we're going to take the leg out and we're going to finish with little rainbow taps. So we're going to take it out to the side, tap down. Breathe out, take it up and over. Tap down, take it up and over. And tap, keeping the hips nice and equal. Try and go for 10 of these. Nice. Once you've done your 10, we're going to bring the knee in and we're going to come over to the other side. So you've got keeping a nice strong core, taking the leg out as you breathe out, starting with 10 pulses up to the ceiling. And then we've got bending the knee at 90 degrees, 10 tucks. Working through nice strong glutes, nice strong core. And then to finish, we've got straight leg, tapping over, and tap. 10 of these to finish. Keeping those hips even, making sure that our core is controlling the movement. Once you've done those 10, we're going to bring the leg back in. We're going to take our knees slightly further out, feet coming together, and we're just going to sit back onto the heels and stretch our body out, walking those fingertips in front, dropping the head down, and just relaxing the body there. Holding this stretch for about 30 seconds. We're then going to walk our hands over to one side and hold for another 20. And then take it over to the other side to finish for that last 20. So that's just going to stretch through the shoulders, through the upper back. Nice. We're going to come back into our 4-point kneeling, finding that nice neutral spine again. We're going to come into some modified swimming here. So we're going to take a breath in, keeping our core nice and strong. We're going to breathe out, lengthen our left arm away and our right leg away. So we're not twisting from the hips. Easy option. We're going to breathe in, tap down. Breathe out, lift up. You're going for 10 of these. Harder option, bringing the knee and the hand in and then lengthening away. Breathing in and lengthen. And then 10 of these if you're going for them. Swapping sides once you've done the 10. So you're breathing out, lengthening away. Breathing in, either tap and up, or you're going for 10, bringing the knee and the hands in and back. Keeping the core nice and strong, not letting yourself twist in the movement. Nice. And then dropping the hand down once you've done the 10, and we're going to come down onto our backs. So we're going to come lying onto the mat here. We're going to take our heels onto the ground. We're going to tilt our pelvis back and forth. And you want to find that neutral spine. So you can place the hand underneath the back to find that little bubble. We're going to relax our arms down to our sides and we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, the right leg lifts up. And then as your next breath out, the left leg lifting up. If this is too much for you, if it's too much on the back, you can keep one foot on the floor. And then on your next round, do the other leg. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to tap the right toe down. Breathe out, bring it back. Breathing in, tap the left toe down. And back. So if you're staying on that one side, you will obviously just be dropping one leg. You're aiming for 10 on each side. If this is too easy for you still, you can go to double legs. Breathing in, dropping down, and breathe out, bring it back. We're keeping that nice neutral spine. You shouldn't feel that back lifting up. We're going to go for 2 sets of 10 of these. So once you've done one, have a little break and come back and do another 10. Keeping the core controlled. Once you've done those 2 sets, relaxing the feet down. Nice. If you need to bring the knees in, give the back a little roll out, you can do that as well. We're just going to place the heels onto the ground. We're going to relax the arms next to the sides. We're going to come up into our bridging here. So this is really good for if you've got weak glutes, weak core. It's a good one to start with. So we're going to start with the easy option. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lift our hips. We're going to roll through the spine, so you're feeling each part of that back lifting up. Our knees are staying completely straight to the wall. And we're going to push through the hips. You take a breath in at the top. And then as you breathe out, you start with the upper back. You slowly roll down through the spine, letting the hips be that last thing to touch. Take a breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, pushing back up. So if this is a good enough level for you, you're going for 12 of these. If you want it to be a little bit trickier, we're going to go for single legs. So we've got one foot up into a 90 degrees. We're going to keep those hips totally straight to the ceiling. You're going to breathe out, push through the heel, and then breathing in, relax it down. Breathe out, push up, and relax it down. And you're going for 10 of these on each side. If you are going for your single legs, this is a really good one for isolating just that one side. Keeping those hips even and relaxing it down. Once you've done those 10, we're going to come lying onto our side to finish off our strengthening. We're going to come into our clam. So we're going to take our hand behind our head. You can straighten the arm out if you prefer. We're going to pull up through our side, so we're keeping the core engaged. We've got our hand here for stability, or you can have it onto the hip. We're going to take our knees and bend them slightly forwards. Heels are going to be in contact with each other here. We're going to think about pulling our top knee into our hip before we lift the leg. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to pull the knee in and we're going to lift the leg. And then slowly drop down. We're going to squeeze and slowly drop down. So you're going for 15 of these. If this is your best option, if you find that this is giving you a good workout on the top of this glute, you're sticking with these. Alternatively, you can put a band around your knees. Nice. If you want it to be a little bit trickier, you can go lifting the leg up and going for 12 of these. And that's just going to engage a little bit more functional through the glutes. You can do both if you want. Nice, keeping the core strong. Dropping the foot down. Whilst we're in this side, we're just going to take our arms in front, relaxing the head down. If you want a pillow there, you can have one. We're going to take that top arm, our left arm, we're going to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to take it up and over. And we're just going to give that lower back a little stretch out. Open out through the chest. If you want to increase the stretch, you're going to take your right leg, place it over the top of your left. And that'll just give you an extra stretch. Holding for about 30 seconds. And then you're coming back. Taking it over. You're going to come over to the other side to do your clams. So hands behind the head, or you can have one stretched out, knees tucked in. You can start with just lifting up, remembering pulling that knee in towards the hip, not letting your hips rock back. Nice, you can have the band around the knees, or you can go for that harder option, lifting up, taking the leg back and lowering down. Going for 12 of these, or you can do both. Nice, finishing off with the stretch. You can cross that leg over if you like, or you can keep it stacked on top, and then coming round. Getting that stretch through the lower back and through the chest. Nice, we're going to come rolling onto our tummy. We're going to relax the body down. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to press up either onto our elbows, or if you want a little bit extra, pushing through the hands and getting that stretch through the lower back, opening out the muscles in the tummy. You're going to come in, sit back onto those heels, walk those hands out, stretch through the back. Nice, walking those hands in, coming underneath the toes.